Okay, I have Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, shortly after the release of Stoner's Night. They've been cool for a while, been working together for a minute. This is just the perfect timing. Everything is working out. The albums are getting a lot of attention, getting a lot of coverage. And we're gonna talk about that and everything else they got going on. So first of all, I want to thank y'all for doing this. I appreciate it.
For sure, man. This the fun stuff.
Right. Nah, I appreciate that. Absolutely. Okay, so let's kind of start at the top. Kind of how did you two meet? How did you first become cool with each other?
Oh, we met on, I hit him on Twitter, and I hit Wiz on Twitter, and I was trying to reach out to him and do a record with me, and then we met up in LA. I'm just trying to move fast with it. We met up in LA, and then we hit it off since then, man. Just been smoking and making great music, man.
Right.
What
year was that?
And I hit up Juicy, like we was just chilling on the tour bus. And I was literally like, yo, man, that would be crazy if I tweeted this nigga Juicy J. And he fucking and he hit me back, yo. Like that was the cool thing about, and the different thing about him is like I was brand new at that time. Nobody really knew me, nobody was co-signing me, or I think Rick Ross was the only nigga to have fuck with me at that time. And Snoop was up next. But Juicy, before we went to LA, you actually came out and chilled with us on the tour bus, remember?
Right, sure did.
The Puff Bus was created.
Yeah.
Right. When was that? Like y'all remember what year that was?
Like or probably like 2010.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Okay,
Yep.
So you hang up, y'all build this relationship. How did y'all like start making music together? Like kind of what was the point when y'all were like working together in the studio and realized, oh, we have something. Like we can keep building on this.
It was really organic. Juicy had already been living in LA. Like he had already put in a lot of work out here, working with producers and being in the studio and things like that. And I was brand new to the game. So it was just really organic. Juicy kind of, brought me into it as soon as I moved to LA, right?
Yep.
All right. So with that, I know it kind of picked up pretty quickly from there, from you guys first meeting and first starting to hang out. Juicy goes to Taylor Gang as, let me know if I have this correct, as both an artist and you were an A&R at the same time. And that was what, like 2011, right?
Yeah. We started Taylor Gang, and then I joined his company. He made me a third owner of the company.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then we just took it from there, man. You know what I'm saying?
When you first made that choice, because remember, you're a legend. You already had that respect at the time. Kind of, what did you see within Wiz and Taylor Gang that make you go, you know what, this is something I want to be involved in? Because you could have been involved with anybody you wanted.
Yeah, Wiz, he like me, man. He chill, man. He cool, man. You know what I'm saying? And he like me. You know what I'm saying? He worked hard, and at the time, I was just chilling in LA, smoking good weed, not doing much, and making music, but I wasn't just, I wasn't active as I was, but I was just like making mixtapes, and he was making mixtapes. Like shit, we might well just link and, join forces. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wiz, you brought up kind of you reached out to Juicy because you were like on the bus, like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if I hit him up? Kind of, what was your first experience with like Juicy's music? Like, kind of, how did you become familiar with his music? Period.
I grew up in Pittsburgh, and we listened to a lot of different shit out there, but 3 6 Mafia always been popular, especially coming up in the 90s. I don't know what nigga they had going and dropping their shit off in Pittsburgh, but this shit was underground at this time. So
right.
you could live in different states and not get that same tape. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Right. That's how it was at the time. So, and I moved around a lot. So when I would move around, certain people wouldn't listen to 3 6, and I would have to put them on like, nigga, this is what we listen to back home. And the thing about them is they always kept it consistent, because I first got it. I'm 34 years old. I was born in '87, so I grew up throughout the 90s. So that's my thing with rap, is like 90s. You know what I'm saying? Rap, but they transitioned throughout the 2000s, and we've grown together. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Even at that time, it was just always special to hear some 3 6 Mafia records or 3 6 bars, or if they did a feature or anything, like we were always super duper hyped up because we followed them, like still do.
Right. And I mean, I totally get it because I mean, I turned 34 yesterday. So we're kind of like
Yeah,
existing in
happy
the same
birthday,
era,
bro.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, so we exist in like the same era, and you know what you said about like 3 6 really just going through generations and reinventing themselves and still being relevant. Like that was like a real thing, especially that like early to late 2000s stretch. I think that was
Mhm.
really transformative because that's when so many different age groups are getting put on to what they were doing for sure. Like
Absolutely.
Juicy, like what was that time like? Because I know for me, I was in undergrad and you was the man, like 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 we was listening to every tape you put out. We was all over that, and like we were still like young, and you had to have realized that you were like getting all these college kids after all the work you put in the 90s and how big you were back then too. You were doing it all over again just 10 years later.
Man, it was fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the way we made music back then, it was just like it wasn't no think. We didn't think about it. We just did what we did. We went in the studio and created. And it just came out just classic.
Right.
Everything we did. I feel like back then it was people loved it, but like it's like now, it's like it's so much in demand more now than ever. Like we do
Why do
shows,
you think
man,
that
like
is?
thousands and thousands of people. I feel like we were just way before our time. You just a type of artist. Like, we was underground, you know what I'm saying? We was
Mm-hmm.
under, we didn't have like a lot of mainstream, I was mainstream success, you know what I'm saying? We just put our music out independent underground. And then we did our distribution deal through the major label. It took us a little, it got us a little bit of recognition, but still, we got gold and platinum plaques and all that, but we never was like, Three Six Mafia, like back in the 90s, we was big. We went like no, like the average, like number one on Billboard, all on radio,
Right.
all day. We just had like underground hits, and our stuff went gold and platinum. It still went gold and platinum, but it was just all word of mouth. A lot of word of mouth and just our independent promotion. And then like now, it's just like I feel like a lot of people that didn't know about us are just not discovering about us. Like younger folks, older folks, or whatever. People are just
Right.
like catching on. Like Three Six Mafia is like they sampling it, they remaking the song. Everything is just it's crazy. Even like back then we did shows, we had like maybe like a couple thousand people that would show up, but now we do shows, we go on the road, it'd be like 10,000 people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like everything just kind of like elevated throughout the years. Like
Mm-hmm.
even back then the money was good, it was great, but like now the money is even bigger. You want to get a 3 6 Mafia show, you gotta cut a big one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it
Right.
had a lot to do with yeah, for real. And I think it had a lot to do with like, when I was just putting out music and mixtapes, a lot of people were just discovering my background. They didn't really know. They thought I was a new artist. A lot of motherfuckers was like, oh, Juicy J, a new artist. He working with Wiz.
Right.
I had been around, for decades. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not even
Right.
starting to find out and be like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga got shit back in, oh, 3 6 Mafia. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, I didn't know he was in that group. A lot of people don't even know that I was in 3 6 Mafia. Right today, they be like, oh, shit. When I did the versus battle, a lot of motherfuckers didn't even know that I was in the group. They see me on with the group that was like, oh, okay, stay fly, just yeah.
Wow. Wow. No, that's
So
incredible. Wow.
everything
Yeah.
that's man, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right. So y'all, you're a Taylor gang. Y'all collaborating a lot. Y'all putting out a lot of songs together. You're also, like you said, you're third owner, so you're behind the scenes pulling a lot of strings, in control in that way too. So over that time, kind of, at what point did it come to you like, yo, that we should like actually put out a collab project? Because I was talking about this at work actually. Like, do y'all consider TGOD like the first one, like the first collab between you two, or do you consider like Stoner's Night the first?
I feel like people is like considering this one our first one, because when we did TGOD Mafia, that was another idea that Juicy came with, which was really dope. But we did exclusive production with TM, and it was
Mm-hmm.
more like it was more like a three-way type of thing.
Right.
And on Stoner's Night, I feel like me and Juicy, I feel like we've been working on this album since we met. Like
Mm-hmm.
low key, like, some of the songs and some of the verses, like we had to go back like 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you know what I'm saying? And like revamping this because the ideas were good, but we just had to make them new all over again. So it's been a real process. And you know, Juicy's a beast at putting everything together and producing. And I always just come through and just want to play my part. Like I just write my ass off and, you know, pick out what I think sounds interesting just based off of me being a fan. Cause that's what our real interaction is like, when we get in the studio, I'll be like, yo, I love when you do this. I love when you do that. I love when you do that. And then Juicy just goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? He'll do the same thing for me. Like if he wants me to sing on a part, or if he wants me to get the energy up, maybe I'm like a little slower on the tempo. He'll be like, yo, speed it up. Use this flow right here. So we've been doing that for a really long time. And now we just narrowed it down to, you know, the project of what people hear now. That's like the best, the best of the best, I think.
Right. No, that's very cool to hear. Right. And I think too, like you trust in Juice to that extent. It just shows, you know, how much you respect his artistry and like know that he's gonna get y'all to the finish line. Like whatever the final product is, you know it's gonna be right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Juice he's not only an OG, he's my OG. So he's put me on a lot of game. He's put me onto a lot of plays that have made me and my family a lot of money. So I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in without Juicy. So, you know, when it comes time for me to listen and still soak up that game, I'm right there for it because his game, it don't stop. It's never ending.
Right.
Thank you.
And yeah, and I think one thing too about Juice is like you've always you've never, as somebody who's a legend and has been one for so long, like you've never shied away from working with like newer acts or like publicly giving them their props and stuff like that. Kind of like, where does that come from? Because like it feels like deliberate. You don't work with everybody, but you pick and choose people you support and you believe in that are like newer acts. And kind of like, why do you do that? Like, what motivates you to do that?
Man, I just like music, man. I don't be tripping on a lot of that stuff, man. You know, a lot of people that come from my you know, my age and come from my era, you know, I run into a lot of OG. They be like, man, how you like that new music, man? Like, what you know what I'm saying? But like, a lot of people don't understand, you know, but I understand, man. I get it because I never stop. Like, I don't live in 1998. You know, I live in 2022. You know, I'm always moving forward. I don't really live in the past. You know what I mean? I don't really go be like, oh man, I'm stuck with this one sound and this one sound kind of music. So I listen to everything, you know, because you know, when I started, I was a DJ, producer, manager. You know, when I was doing Hypnotize Mind stuff, A&R. You know what I'm saying? Like I was finding talent, bringing talent to the label and stuff like that. So I just had an ear for all kinds of music. I don't really be. It's not real. I'm like, it's not stuck anywhere. I'm not in a time machine. You know what I mean? I move forward. So I think that's just what it is with me. I'm always listening to new artists, listening to new producers, new R&B singers, you know, even pop music. I mess with some pop music too, rock, whatever. You know, so that's just how I am. I always been like that. I never was stuck nowhere, you know.
Right. I think too, also like you saying that and you talking about, you know, your past and you kind of never stopping and always staying current about what's going on. Like, what do you feel like, kind of what experiences do you feel like from when you were coming up kind of help you now? Like when you're working on like a Stoner's Night, you're working one-to-one with another rapper and y'all are building something together. Like what stuff do you think from the past kind of prepared you to be like a good team player? Like it just being excellent at putting stuff together and like playing your part and stuff.
Man, being a producer, man, you know what I'm saying? Being a producer, that's kind of like what it is. Like I can hear the you know, the vocals, I can know how to come up with the flows, I can, you know, the beats. And a lot of stuff too now, like a lot of things now right today sounds like old 3 6 Mafia. So, you know, it's kind of like I just I go with the flow, you know what I mean? You know, it's not really hard for me at all. It's what I like to do, you know. I can make a song on the table, or, you know what I'm saying, tapping on this Juicy J Glass. Thing like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I am. It's just I'm always thinking of music. I can actually, another thing too, I don't hear it, I can actually see it. I know what music looks like. In my mind, I can see what a rap look like. If I write a rap or listen to a rap, I can see it. You know, it don't really look words, it just kind of look like scribbles or something like that. Like if I make a beat, a snare, it look like the snare looks like a line, and the kick looks like a circle, and it kind of like the way the beat. So that's how I kind of come up with the beat, the way I see it in my brain. I don't know, it's weird.
Wow.
Man.
No, that's interesting. I think also like being able to visualize it, like, no, that's important. No, that is, yeah, no, that is interesting. So I know Wiz said earlier, basically he feels like, y'all been working on Stoner's Night since like day one, realistically.
Yeah.
But y'all put it out now, right? So kind of why did y'all, like, kind of what brought y'all to the point where you were like, hey, this got to come out now. We got to do this. And this is the right time. 2022 is the right time to get it out there.
Man, we just go with the flow, man. We got the music. We worked on it though. We took some time. We took our time and chilled and worked on it and came up with the concepts and videos and stuff like that. I mean, we musicians, man. That's what we do. We make music. So, we in the studio, we making music. We might make 20, 30 songs. I mean, we just got so many songs that ain't never came out. We probably got like I don't know, man. It could be 200 songs, man.
Right.
We got so many songs and came out, but we always working on new stuff. And so, it's like we was like, hey, let's put this project together. We didn't have a name for it, and then we came up with usually the I think I tweeted out some posted something, and we was just like, I think I said Stoner's Night or something. We was like, that's the name of that project. I was like, all right. Everything happened naturally, you know what I'm saying? Organically, just we ain't pushed to do anything. It just happens.
Right. Okay, so like also listening to it, the both of you, like, y'all sound like refreshed, and y'all sound like excited. Like sometimes you can listen to like albums and you can tell when people aren't like fully checked in or like aren't excited to be doing this. But like y'all don't sound like that on any of these songs. Like y'all are fully engaged and are happy to be here and are happy to like work on the music and stuff like that. And kind of like, where does that come from? And have you noticed that? Have the both of you noticed that in your own music?
Yeah, absolutely. From my experience and my perspective, it just comes from because we really having fun when we in the studio. I love hanging around this nigga. We be laughing, we be joking the whole entire fucking time. We're never sitting around like raking our brain for ideas or nothing. We're just cracking up the whole fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where all the music comes from. All the bars come from our real life conversations. We talk about shit because we're homies. We got new families and shit like that. So I think we have a lot to be excited about. And I'm actually glad that it came out like that. That's dope as fuck that y'all can hear. You can hear the laughs in the music.
Right. Right. 100%. Yeah. No, I can definitely notice it. Go ahead, Juicy.
I'll just say organically. That's how we do our music. We go with the flow with it. And ain't no stress, man. You know what I'm saying? Life is great, man. We got great. Yeah, I got a family. Wiz got a family. Happy, man. You know what I'm saying? We smoking. We evolving, and that's what life is about. Your friends, man. Stuff like that,
right.
So, man. It ain't no stress like that. Life is definitely, but it ain't no stress in the studio. We chilling. You know what I mean? We like, you know what I'm saying? Seriously.
And I think too, one thing that I really like noticed about Stoner's Night, and really just the two of y'all, working together now, like at this time, after you've been working together for so long, is like the both of you, and I'm sure like the both of you really are representative of entire like sections of rap. Like with Wiz, I can speak to this because I've seen it millions of times. I've been at Double XL for 4 years. So many of these rappers come in and they're like 20, 19. They bring up Wiz, like, yeah, I was listening to Wiz. I grew up listening to Wiz. I heard Wiz say this, and I seen Wiz do that, and I saw Wiz on TV. And like, you're motivating so many of them and inspires so many of them. And like, they've borrowed bits and pieces from stuff that you've done, and it's helped them kind of become bigger artists and get to the next level. And then, of course, Juicy, goes without saying, you've influenced so many people from across so many different generations, and now y'all are both at the point where both of y'all are doing that. And I think that's really interesting because, like Wiz said, when you first with your relationship, he was like the new guy, and now he's the guy who you can see that he's clearly inspiring other artists, and they're not shy about it too. Like they're laying it out there. So that's like another level that you two like relate on. Like that's happening to both of y'all at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that energy, it just recycles itself because it's respect, it's out of love, and that's what we do it for. You know, Juicy's favorite artist, who he look up to, they probably showed him the game. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to pass it down to me in a respectable manner, where I look at him and I'm not afraid to say how much I love him, how much he inspires me every day. And, you know, I put that same love and energy into my music. We still put the same love and energy into our music. So when people come up underneath us, they're still able to feel that. And they're like, yo, I love this nigga too. I watched this nigga do this and it made me want to blah, blah, blah. So those are really important moments, especially with creative people and especially with people that you look up to. And, you know, Juicy does an amazing job of always being a fucking superhero. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just the young homie. I'm just, you know, I'm putting it down. I'm picking up the game and I'm carrying it on the way that I'm supposed to, so the young homies can do the same afterwards.
Right. No, that's beautiful, man.
Wiz got that same energy too. Like Wiz motivate me, man. Real shit. He motivate me. Like when I first met Wiz, I was like, man, dude be working his ass off. He having a microphone right there on the bus, on the tour bus, the puff bus, with the groupies on the bus, still recording person. And I was like, damn, this nigga just me. You know so I mean, he definitely inspired me, man, like a motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother, man. I love you too, man. You know what I'm saying? We for life, dog, for real.
Yeah.
Right.
Real.
So you know, I can also like gotta ask, like with the two of you, you know, with all that both y'all have accomplished, you know, together and separate, kind of like what keeps y'all going? What keeps y'all engaged and interested in like making music?
I let Wiz say.
Oh shit. I was gonna repeat what you said. I just love music, bro. Like you said, it's more than about just entertaining and you know, being an artist. Like it's not driven by money or being popular or anything like that. I could watch a video and get fucking excited as hell, like really inspired. You know what I mean? Be a young nigga that nobody know, or it be somebody who I've been waiting to see something from, or you know what I'm saying? Just seeing different moves that people make, it really inspires me. I love music. I love music videos. I love fucking fashion. I love clothes. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit that makes me really want to get up and kind of create and just be a part of it. And, you know, I know that I'm around people who feel exactly the same, where it's not really about, you know, making the most money or outdoing or anybody. It's just about being a part of it and affecting motherfuckers the same way we're affected.
Yeah, I feel the same way too, man. You know, just always making music, man. Like when I'm sitting at the dinner table, I might come up with an idea for a song and then you know, go in the studio that night and record it. Or however, that's just what it is. You know, once you you know it, once you get in this game, man, and you get the love for it, and it's just not, you know, like I say, the money is cool, but it ain't all about the money. It's just like just making the music. You really care and love it. You know, it's come from the heart. You're gonna always do this, you know, you're gonna always do shows, always be out here signing autographs, taking pictures. It's something we love to do. So it's like, it's not, like I say, it's not hard. It's like, man, this is us, you know, just like a nigga waking up every morning having breakfast, you know, this is just like what we do, you know. And that's every, you know what I'm saying, regardless if we in the studio or not, we probably always coming up with records and music in our heads or melodies or whatever.
Right. Both of you mentioned like newer artists and like being excited about what you see out there. Is there anybody that like y'all can name off the top of your head that like y'all are like that you see them working and you're like, yo, I like this? It could be a producer, it could be rapper, it could be anybody really.
Man, I work with this with Snot. He's hard as fuck. Pierre Bourne is a dope ass producer. Right. Music, I fuck with everything he do. Playboy Cardi. I mean, I can go for days, man. It's a lot of artists.
It's so many of them.
Yeah, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot of artists and it's a lot of writers too. Like behind the scenes, I remember Juicy. You introduced me to Derek Milano. before he really even started getting placements and shit like that. And that's another thing Juicy's really good at, is like working with people before they fucking blow up. But Juicy be like, man, this nigga hard, man. Come on, man, let's work with this nigga, man. I'll be like, all right, cool, it's whatever. And then you turn around and the nigga really be like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, but these is like when the niggas be shy though, like they don't even be ready to talk in the room. Like Juicy be having his hands on them. So it's artists, you know what I'm saying, who, yeah, they got followers and shit like that, but there's a lot of people who people don't even know, who like niggas be bringing to the table, and they really turn out to be, you know, them ones.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
Yep. Young Blue, I was working with Young Blue when he was with Columbia, and I was telling Columbia, I was like, hey man, this nigga right here is a superstar. He was super. Right. They didn't see it, you know, they look at him now. He huge, he producing, he #1 records everywhere, you know what I'm saying, selling out tours and everything. And that's, you know, I can see the talent. I just see it, man. You know what I mean? When I come around somebody, whether they got a buzz or not, I just see it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that happens or where it come from, but when I see somebody, you know, I meet an artist, I be like, man, this dude cold, man. And, you know, I spread the word. None of these artists are not signing me. None of these people not signing me. You know, I probably had the opportunity to sign a couple of people, but a lot of times they don't really be like that, man. It'd be more about me just working with them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about, man, being an OG, man, you know what I'm saying? Embracing the new people coming up, you know what I'm saying, and giving them a chance. You know, right. we'll do something later on down the road. We'll do some shows or do something, you know, but to me, it's just like making the music. I don't really be tripping on everything else, like signing somebody up. I signed a few people, but I don't be like in no big rush to just, hey, let's do this. Because that's not what I feel like I'm here for. You know, I'm more here for like working with you, you know what I'm saying, as an artist, you know, helping you out. Right. You know, free, don't be tripping on no bread or no percentages and all that stuff, man. Like, I just like working with people, man.
Right. And that's because and that's right. Just because, like you said before, like it comes from the heart. You just want people to become their best self. And if you can be someone along the journey that helps them get there, you know, you're going to do what you got to do. It's not about like business and money and stuff like that. It's just about, you know, helping them because you feel like you can add something and, you know, you do.
Yep.
So I know you brought up Pierre Bourne. I know there was a video of you working in the studio with Pierre on beats. Kind of, how did you like meet Pierre, and can you share anything about what y'all are working on?
I can't share what we work. We just working on a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? I can't get all the details, but I met him at a concert. Actually, Young Nudie actually introduced me to Pierre Bourne, because I was at a concert with Young Nudie, like a show with Young Nudie. It was Young Nudie, Playboy Cardi, Gunna, and I was coming out with Young Nudie. He brought me out on stage, but we was backstage. He was like, "Yo, this Pierre, you know, this Gunna, this Cardi, Playboy Cardi, stuff like that." And I heard a lot of these people already, but I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. What's up, man?" You know, I heard of Gunna. I think Gunna. I'm like, "Oh yeah, they got your shit hard." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it was just cool, you know, just being around all these young legend superstars. You know, if you look at them right now, they superstars right now.
Right. No, 100%, man.
Yeah, that's my daughter, man. If you laugh.
It's all good, man. not tripping at all. And then Wiz Got Wings, very recent. Cardo, Sledrin, you know, the guys who were like instrumental in like the base of your sound back in the day, and you know, really when you were taking over all them college campuses the first time. I'm sure you still are, but like the first time. Kind of what drove you to be like, all right, this is the time for me to do this, and you know, get the gang back together and put the songs out, because everything, the songs, they felt right. You know, it felt like, you know, like it was the right time.
I felt like, you know, it was just a really good time to I kind of like owed that to myself and owed that to the fans to just return to that sound and, you know, deliver a project that existed like that, especially in the climate of what we have. You really don't have anything that sounds like that. Mm-hmm. And without going in and trying to recreate every song over and over, I just really wanted to, you know, do the newer and updated version. Cardo's, you know, gone on to do a lot of great things with his career, Sledrin's, advanced a lot with his career and built a great team where he's producing and doing things for other people. And his sound is spreading out more. So it just seemed like a really good time to, you know, everybody's had their own separate, you know, moments. It's like, let's get back together. Let's all get in the lab and let's recreate. And it really just started off as like an idea, like something that we were talking about. And everybody that we mentioned the idea to, they were super excited about it, and they just loved the whole thought of it. So, you know, as the process went on and on, the songs got better and better. The names started coming. You know, the Whistle got wings, Whistle got everything. Tags started to get dropped. So it just all really came together to be that real nostalgic, you know, organic project that I seen it being for myself and the fans.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it came out really good. You know, I was definitely happy that it dropped. I was happy to listen to it. It was like really good. And I think, and it's the thing is too, like it's not just capitalizing off of like nostalgia, because like you said, you're not remaking the stuff from back in the day. It's new. Like there's a newness to it, and you're kind of, everybody has evolved everything. Everybody has evolved their sound at the same time. So, you know, for sure, I think it was a great idea. Definitely had to bring it up. Okay, so, you know, just to start wrapping it up, with the both of you guys, you know, did you kind of, what in the early parts of both of your careers, like, did y'all see all of this for yourselves, like as great and as huge as the both of y'all have become? Like, was there a point, like, was there, what did you imagine, and like compared to how far you really are right now?
I mean, when you want to go back from the 3-6 days, or you want to go back from now, or how far you want to go back?
Take it back to 3-6.
Man, look, I always felt that I was gonna be somebody big in music, you know, and I just felt that, like a vision, you know what I'm saying? And I always just felt like, and it not just so much about me, but like 3-6 Mafia as a whole, like the group. I always felt like the group was gonna be bigger than life, you know what I'm saying? Just like a household name, like a lot of these big artists are right now. I didn't know when it was gonna happen. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I just always felt that. And even when we was at our low point, when 3-6 Mafia was at our low point, when everybody was just kind of like doing their own thing, and the group was kind of like just dismantling or separating or whatever. I still felt like that things weren't over for the group. You know what I'm saying? I like, man, this ain't over yet. You know what I mean? Even at the low point, even like when phones weren't ringing as much as they was when we first started. Like, and you know, I didn't look at it like, I just keep going. You know what I mean? I just kept going. I was always a hustler. I always keep going. Always making music. Always putting out mixtapes. Just whatever. You know, whether I was doing it with the group or just doing it on my own, I always just kept going and kept going, believing that one day that things would just evolve back around and just be bigger than life or whatever. And I feel like it did. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's just my beliefs, man. You know what I'm saying? I just never give up. I always believed in myself. I never gave up. It never really was about the money. Even at my lowest point, I had money. Big ass house, cars, chicks on my phone, waiting for me to call them to, you know, to get them to come by and pull up. You know, it was always that. I always had that, you know, through my career. Like, I was a millionaire when I was like 21. You know what I mean? So it wasn't. It was just like the music. I just loved making the music, and I wanted to see the music keep going and keep evolving and keep moving. And just, you know, I looked up like people like Michael Jackson and Prince. You know, like look how great those guys came to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Amazing legends, you know. And I just looked at myself like that, you know. Quincy Jones, the next Quincy Jones in rap, and the next Prince in rap, you know. So I just always, I don't know, man, it was crazy. I just always kept my head right there, like being the greatest, being number one. I never was like, oh, I'm cool, I'm okay. No, nigga, I'm Nas, Jay-Z is in that top 5. Right. You know, I always felt like that. And I still same way, man, you know. Right. Regardless of what I say, that's just motivation, man. That's my motivation. I don't lose my motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grinding this weed up right now. This is motivation right here.
Right.
Now, I mean, for me, I would say it's pretty similar as well. Like just from being younger, I always knew I was gonna be like rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, that's my plan, that's my goal in life. But the older that you get, you start to develop new goals and shit, and you kind of just want to be better at things, and you want to learn shit, and you want to, you want to be, you want to elevate your game, and that's pretty much where I'm at now. Is like Juicy said, when you make millions, or you expand your company to a multi-million-dollar corporation, you really don't just settle there. You want to turn up, and you want to make hundreds of millions, and then you want to make billions. So that's where I'm at in my head. Is I already opened the door, and I've gotten off to a great start, but it's really just the beginning for me, and the things that I do now are going to set up for the future. And I got a really big head start, and a lot of the things that people are doing now later in their years, I'm doing early, and it's really going to set me up to do a lot of great things, music wise, creatively, for my family, for anybody around me. And that's what it's really for me. When I say I want to make billions of dollars, is I want to just be able to help as many people as I can with what I have, based off of what I built it with. And I'm happy with the things that I started with, as far as like music, and I'm branching off into acting. I got a lot of different companies that are incorporated with just my lifestyle in general. And I feel like as long as I can keep that going, which I will, I'm gonna be, super happy, and just stay moving in the right direction, and aligning myself with people who are, like-minded, and want the same things, and see that same longevity, and not just the instant gratification. So, it's really dope to have a long-term plan and see yourself. I'm 30. Well, we're 34.
Right.
See yourself at 50 on a boat. You know what I mean? Like that's a good visual to be in the studio rapping with. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So, I keep that with me.
Right. The both of you have brought up, family, and y'all having families and stuff like that. How do you think like having a family and building families of your own has kind of changed your perspective on like your career, and like what you want to do, and kind of how you feel about all of this?
It helped me balance, because I never had no home life. I was living on the road, just living out of a suitcase, and I just came straight from my teens into the rap stuff. So it really was no ever like responsibilities, or take care of this. It was just wild life. Go to the club, buy some jewelry, you know what I mean? So having a family really structured me and grounded me, and taught me to have the same amount of passion and fire, and whatever else that I have for my career at home.
Hey man, I'm the same way, because I used to live out of a suitcase, man. Yeah, even though I had a crib in Memphis, but I was always in LA. You know what I'm saying? I was always moving around Miami, here in New York. And I ain't gonna lie, man, like it changed my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Cause I had kids like later on in my life. Like, early I wasn't really trying to have no kids. And when I was like 20, 25, I was like, nah, I don't need no kids. I ain't skeeting at nothing, man. I'm but life is evolving. I feel like life is about evolving with your family, your friends, and hey, I ain't gonna lie, it slowed me down. I'm used to going to the studio like all day, sleeping. I used to sleep. Even when I would have a hotel room. Like I stay like out like way out in the outskirts of Memphis. I had a nice, big, beautiful house, but our studio was downtown Memphis. And this is in the 3 6 Mafia days. I had a hotel room. I had a hotel room rented, like a suite at the Peabody Hotel, because that's where the hotel was downtown. And I would sleep in the studios. I would sleep in the studio, wake up in the morning, go to the hotel, shit, shave, and bathe, come straight back to the studio.
Wow.
It ain't like that now. I got the kids, so kids all on, which I love to do, I'm glad I should have had kids sooner, because man, I was a wild kid. But I go to the studio like at night. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. It's about evolving, man. I could have probably just been just a little gigolo running around here, not giving a fuck or whatever. But I'm glad I'm a dad now, man. I'm glad. I love my daughter. I love my son. I love my family, man. Like that's what it's all about, man. Like Man, I'm happy the motherfucker, man. You know, I feel like I won, man. You know, I feel like I won. You know, like, you know, you get to that point in life, you be like, motherfucker won. We got kids, man. Well, I got kids. We got a little boy, but like we won. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. Family, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hanging out with your mom and putting her in a nice place, getting a new car or something for her, just making people happy around you, your family, your friends, giving your homies jobs, stuff like that. Man, we won, man. That's you know, that's the life, you know what I'm saying? And just to be here with, man, like people you love, man, like that's very, very important, man. It's very important, man. When you get sick, who gonna come to the hospital for you? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna be around you? You're gonna be walking like in 50 to 100 years from now, ain't nobody gonna be around here. But you know, you just gotta enjoy this and don't take nothing for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta enjoy this life and don't take nothing for granted. Stay prayed up. And man, shit, that's what it is, man.
All right.
I'm happy.
No.
I'm happy as fuck.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a great note. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know, just to end it, is there anything I didn't ask you about you want to talk about? Anything you want to throw out there? Could be whatever you want.
I just got a lot of investments, man. I've been doing a lot of great investments. I got this investment with called Heliogen. It's with Bill Gates. It just went public. I got just a lot of great investments, man. I can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Wiz still out here, you know, homies, brothers, still smoking weed, still making great music. Taylor Gang or Die. Shout out to 3 Mafia. We reunited on stage at that Versus. That was legendary. There's a lot of great things. My daughter, man, you know what I'm saying? Her birthday, she just turned 4. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my son Beautiful. Is, you know, he's 1. They all healthy, dog. It's just, hey, man.
Pretty much. Like, you know, we got more videos on the way from the album Stoner's Night. We got the video for Week with Big 30, and Juicy's gonna be producing a lot more this year. I'm gonna be producing a lot more this year. I just produced one on Snoop's new album that just came out, and I produced another one with Snoop and Juicy. I don't know what project we putting out, but that motherfucker's crazy as hell. First time ever. So yeah, you're gonna hear us all over the place, man. We putting out crazy music this year. I got another project on the way as well. It's called Multiverse. I'm gonna be dropping that real soon. I'm about to start mixing it next week, and I'm shooting the first video for it next week as well. So yeah, just I think I'm most excited about, you know, the new music that you're about to hear from all of us. You know, me, Juicy, Ty, like all the original Taylor Gang members. The way we came out swinging. Me and Ty got a new song coming out for the Rams for them just winning the championship and shit. So it's gonna be up, man. We all over the place. It's TGOD. It's big TGOD.
Right. Right. Nah, I love it, man. I'm happy to hear it. Well, thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thank you guys.
For the Wiz and movie, man. Stoner's Night.
Yeah, let's shoot a movie, bro. Come on, man. Let's get it.
Let's do it, man.
It should be a scary movie, dog. That would be hard as fuck. Stoner's Night, the scary movie, dog.
Yeah.
Funny as hell.
I'll count that as an exclusive.
I love you, bro. I'll text you about the movie, all right?
These ideas, yeah, text me. Let's go, man. Let's go.
The movie's coming out. Go ahead and put that in there too. The movie's coming out.
The movie is coming. For sure. All right, y'all. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Peace. Get you some of this, man. Smoke some.